Hi, this is Stu, and this time I'm here with a new friend of mine, Suresh Munisamy, and I've met him here in Bali, and he was keeping from me the fact that he could do all these crazy postures. So I thought I'd share with you some of this stuff. But first of all, I wanted to just give you a bit of background information. So, Suresh, you're originally from Tamil Nadu, is it?
I'm coming from Pondicherry.
Pondicherry?
It's a Tamil Nadu-based
Yeah.
place.
And how did you start into yoga? What age did you start into
I
yoga?
started at the age of 12.
Wow.
During that time, I had some hernia issues.
Yeah.
And therefore, my parents were checking for some teachers.
And that's why you started?
Yes, I
Oh,
got
right.
some teacher to help me out.
Yeah.
And within 3 months, the issue was sorted out.
Okay.
It was incredible, and since then, I've wanted to improve more in the path of yoga.
Yeah.
Therefore, I continued to search of other teachers, and then I got one of the teacher called Mr. Dinakaran.
Yeah.
He's from Pondicherry also.
Yeah.
So he's one of my second guru who helped me to shine light in my practices.
Nice. And you carried on uninterrupted from that age until what age are you now?
Now I'm 30.
30? Okay. Still young and fresh. So, and did you have any breaks in the practice at all, or you just carried on through?
I had some practice because after I got those issues and then I got sorted out, then somehow I entered into a competition field.
Right.
There we had to do some serious type of practices
Yeah.
to get the trophies or
Yes.
whatever prizes it was.
So that pays its toll on the body a little bit.
Yes, therefore we were struggling a lot to do those practices, and sometime I got serious back issues of doing deep back bends without proper instruction or without
Technique
proper
or-
knowledge about the back
Yeah.
bendings.
And what have you learned in your journey about how do you approach your own practice now relative to how you approached it maybe in those days?
In those days, it was more of competition-based practice
Right.
where I had to win all the time.
Right.
So it's all about winning process.
Yeah,
But
which doesn't sort of sit very nicely within our Western view necessarily of how yoga should be. But you at the time that felt quite good for you. How did you balance the two halves?
Of course, like I was so much interested more than my studies.
Yeah.
My parents always forced me to study,
Right.
and I had to manage them both.
Yeah.
However, since I was doing all those hard practices,
Yeah.
it helped me to feel somehow that I'm doing something better for my body and for my breathing. And
Yeah.
at that time, I have no idea what is mind or
Yeah.
how these patterns works and what all these things are. So I had no idea about it. But in 2003, things have started changed when I was realizing my own anger and more frustration. I was like always having the feeling that although I do practice
Yeah.
and people around me says that you are a very calm and cool guy, but in me I feel that I have a lot of anger in me. I have a lot of frustrations.
And
which is
still, because
constantly,
I don't feel that at all.
It was in 2003. Of course, sometimes it erupts.
Yeah.
But I have certain realization that it is all belong to the emotional layers.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know how to control them or how to manage them or how to deal with them.
Yeah.
That's how like I started to look inward type of practices rather
Yeah.
than competing with somebody.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I felt like competition is all about creating your own ego more and more massive.
Yes.
And I skipped in 2006. I skipped doing all those competitions.
Yeah.
From 2000 to 2006, I was doing a lot of practices. But after 2006, I started to practice more of a yogic way
Yeah.
rather than physical aspect of
Yeah.
yoga practice.
And so did you bring in more meditation and more pranayama as well?
Yes, of course. We
Yeah.
had to go through a lot of meditations and a lot of pranayamas.
Yeah.
That helped me to understand the inner capacity
Yeah.
of how this evolution of consciousness grows and how we have to settle down with our emotional bondages.
Yeah.
And these are like quite interesting chapters which I love to discuss about.
Yeah.
And of course, in anatomical way, the physical system of practice helped me to create certain balance in my system where I didn't know which part to work exactly and which part not to work. Therefore, I felt like certain balance started happening. That sometimes, although my body was flexible or open, in some part of the body is not really opened yet.
Yeah.
It's very tight.
Something
and
we found that, didn't we, in the
Yes,
last few
of
weeks?
course.
There's still little bits that
and
are
it's because of you.
relatively
Yes.
tight.
Yeah, it is relatively tight and stiff.
Yeah.
But still, you, as your
Yeah.
guidance, help us to improve our knowledge more in the basis of in, physical aspect of yoga practice.
Yeah. And how long have you been teaching now?
I have started teaching in India 2003,
Yeah.
but that was not so professional. Meanwhile, I was studying also. I was
Right.
doing my BCom
Yeah.
degree. However, in 2007, due to my friend, one of my brother, he's the one who helped me to come to Thailand.
Yeah.
And since 2007, I have been teaching as well, like
And that's where you are now
internationally.
as well. It's
Yes,
in Thailand.
and then in 2009 I went to Singapore, and then I have had some teaching over there.
Yeah.
Then I came back to Thailand in 2010, and then I've started teaching over there.
Yeah.
For a
And
few
so,
years.
so if anybody wants to find you, what company do you work for in Thailand?
We have our own place, but
Yeah.
I'm not the owner, but still I'm working for some
Yeah.
friend. She's one of the lovely owner to work with.
Yeah.
The name is Yoga 101
Yoga 101
Yeah.
in Bangkok?
in Bangkok.
In Bangkok,
We are
Thailand.
in the main city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there probably isn't 101 asana, crazy asana classes available, but in a sec we're going to see what Suresh can do. And just obviously, these are advanced postures, so just don't try them unsupervised or even at all,
Exactly.
maybe.
Exactly.
But just it's quite interesting to see what the body is capable of, I think, because or with our own journeys, I know myself, you start at point A and you think, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to do this, I can't possibly do that. And then you get there and you think, oh, actually, that wasn't so bad. And now you set your new goal. And did you start like that when you started your own practice? I mean, were you naturally pliable, flexible? or-
I was like very stiff at the
Okay.
age of 12 during
Right.
the time, where I could not reach my toes when I do Paschimottanasana. It was very stiff.
Good. So there'll be a lot of people glad to hear that. Okay. So I tell you what, rather than keep you talking, we want to see some stuff. So I'll back myself out of here. And away you go.
Thank you.